Expecting nobody there. Let's try to wait for some people to come in, I guess. Good afternoon. We got one person in. We're gonna try to wait and see if maybe we'll get a couple more people. If not, it'll be a very, very short video. How y'all doing? How you doing? Hey, what's going on, Makeem? How you doing this afternoon, man? Uh, just here, man. You know, hold on. I gotta work with these two phones, man. This old phone and this new phone I got. Um, that's great you join me, man. For just you and I here, my brother. I'm glad you're here. Well, thank you for that support, man. You've been a great voice on this channel. I really appreciate it. Every time you're here, man, we really do. I really do appreciate it. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to. This phone is not cooperating. I wanted to just go over some news stories, man. Just to do a little video. Some of the things that might be happening that affects us in the world. I haven't really even had a chance to look at the news headlines today because I'll get into it a little bit later on, man. It's a pretty bad day for me. Basically, we was told we had to come up with half of this, at least 1 week. We had to come up with at least 1 week's rent. We're behind 2 weeks. Oh wow, this is an interesting news story. Hitler placed cards at Gaza demonstration in London, Nazi symbols. And what they're talking about is how the people, the government of Israel is doing to the Palestinians, in a sense, the same thing that Adolf Hitler did to them. Um, and again, we'll get off into this story. Back to what I was saying. We got to come up with half. One would put up like half of what we owe, which is we behind 2 weeks on the rent. Basically, we told her we had to leave today, and thanks to the Creator, I was able to buy a little more time. Creator blessed us with a little something. I was able to go in and give them. So I got a few more hours, saying to come up with some more. All we gotta do is pay them a week, man. I'm so ready to get out of this situation. It's pathetic. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to pull up this news story, but this phone doesn't want to cooperate. I gotta work on the other phone. But basically, I got my stuff packed in there just in case we don't come up with what we need and we have to move around. So y'all pray for us on that. The only hard part about it is finding somewhere for these puppies to go. Let me read this story for y'all. And on the headline, on the photo in the headline, it says, "Stop doing what Hitler did to you." And see, here in America, there are protests throughout the country um, for what's going on over there in Israel right now. Again, I try to keep you all up to date on it, but we here in America are not being shown all the outrage and backlash going on around the country, and in some places here in the United States, all the mass protests against the Israeli government for their actions against the Palestinians. And you all have heard me say this plenty of times before. Sound like a broken record, but we as black people, really all people in America, but in particularly black people here in America, um, really need to understand what it is that the Israeli government is doing to the Palestinians. Because everything that they're doing to the Palestinians, they eventually bring it here to America and implement it on us in our communities. You know, the tactics that they use to suppress any protests of the Palestinians, um, the way the Israeli Defense Force, which is like the police, um, actually treat these people with brutality. And again, uh, case in point, the tactic that they use to murder George Floyd here in America, they learned from the Israeli Defense Force. I mean, yeah, the Israeli Defense Force. So again, we as black people really need to pay attention to what's going on because it will be eventually, if they continue to allow to get away with their doing, it will be eventually the new techniques they learn in this uprising will eventually be used against all people in America, but in particular black people in our communities. Again, something you got to pay attention to when Hitler was persecuting the Jews in Nazi Germany. Where did he house them before he sent them to concentration camps? In what was called ghettos. That's where the ghettos actually started. And what do we call our neighborhood? What do they call our neighborhoods? Ghettos. So we have to really pay attention. And so we see, we in America, we're so detached from reality, man, that we don't understand what really goes on in the rest of the world. They are practicing techniques all across the world in impoverished nations that they're imperializing, colonializing, and they bring those tactics back here to us. Now, hold on. I'm gonna read some of these, a little bit of this article. Um, this comes from the Sunday Times, and it has a video in it. I wish I could put the link up to it. But the article goes, the man standing on the lion statue in Trafalgar Square yesterday held a Palestinian flag. Beneath him, a place card read, "Stop doing what Hitler did to you." A poster held up by a woman read, "Israel is the new Nazi state." The pair, uh, the pair were among tens of thousands of protesters who took to the streets of London and Manchester yesterday over the conflict in Gaza. Uh, of the conflict in Gaza. One place card in the capital referred to Holocaust Part 2, while another picture by the charity campaign against anti-Semitism referred to Israel Prime Minister. It read, "Not Netanyahu surpasses Hitler in barbarism." Barbarism. Now again, this is coming from London, but when you look at world news, real world news, you'll see that these protests are all over the world, man. And again, the rest of the world, the leaders of the rest of the world have gone to the UN and demanded a ceasefire. Well, at first, the United States was the only country blocking the UN resolution to enforce a ceasefire. Somehow the resolution got passed, and Israel broke the ceasefire in a matter of hours after being implemented. So again, let me read a little bit more of this. I guess I'm the only one here right now, so I'll probably just go ahead and end this video, and maybe I'll just come back later on this evening, man. Maybe I have a few more. I have a few more subscribers to come in. That's if I'm still here. But if you all come in and just so happen to see this portion of what I've done, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because there's no use of me talking to myself. And oh man, here comes the landlord. I mean the hotel owner right now. So y'all give me a second, man. Let me try to come up with something. Let them know that. Give me a little bit more time, man. I'll have it. I'll have it for y'all. I'll have something. Let me go check this out, man. Y'all give me a moment. I'll try to come back. And if you do come in, man, feel compassion on us. Hit the cash out, man. Hit that or the PayPal. Right now, we need everything. So y'all give me a moment. Y'all be blessed.